Hello guys, this is Spider-Verse Team of issue number 3. So the last issue number 2 was a really pretty much good hit, got a good hit in my channel, and it was a really fun to see that one that it got really good success. So without just pushing other episodes or other issues aside, I'm just uploading first Spider-Verse Team Up issue number 3 for today. The way I'm uploading that the Black Widow issue, and it's getting uploaded. It is taking time. That's why in the meantime I thought, why don't you do the Spider-Verse Team Up issue 3 review? Here you go with Aunt May as a Spider-Woman. That's, what should I say, that Spider Granny or something. Anyway, so comic vine review, here we are by Schroeder and Undeadpool. Before the final battle, there are a couple of loose ends left to tie up. Good things about this one, we get another two-part tale of Spider Totem side stories from the main group, only this time the stakes are much higher as the final battle against the Inheritors is about to kick off. Christos Gag gives us an update on what the outsider Kern has been up to, as well as what his role will be in the future of the event. We also get a glance into the lives of one of the strangest Spider Totems we have yet seen, and that is saying something. Dave Williams' pencils do well at making the characters look meaty and powerful, and when they're standing their ground, it looks good. They exude authority or anti-authority in Spider-Punk's case, and it makes them look strong, though a large part of that visual language comes from Dexter Vine's distinct inks and the simplistically colorful palette of Chris Satumor that suits the world just fine. The second story doesn't actually go to any new dimensions, as we check out Mayday Parker and the Spider Totem of the nuclear wasteland do some that filial bonding. Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends are created with both writing and pencils, and they do a really great job showing May's growing frustration without developing into straight up teen angst. We also get a good look at how different this world's Spider Totem is from the one we know from every other universe, and it's actually interesting to see this take on him. So Saul Buscema is created with finished art, which I am presuming means he did the inking and colors, both of which look fantastic. The colors are bold and sharp, setting a harsh tone for the surprisingly harsh story. The bad things about this one, the visuals in the first story that sometimes work, but for whatever actions needs to be portrayed, it comes off as overly stiff and especially overwritten. The pace of this action slows to a crawl as characters exclaim both exposition and their motivations, apparently in between single punches, kicks and headbutts. The story feels like it would have worked better and been better for the artist's strengths if it had just been a standard conversation rather than a battle talk. Likewise, there is little to distinguish many of the characters involved in the story. We got some vaguely anti-authoritarian dialogue from Spider-Punk and some selfishness from Spider-Barton. But other than that, the characters feel interchangeable. The great thing about the last two issues was that they felt like they wouldn't have worked as well, or would have been entirely different if they were other characters. Similar complaints could be leveled against the second story, as there's more action that isn't terribly necessary. It showcases Spider-Girl's unique talents well enough, but that could have been something to say for the actual Inheritor fight, and it creates an unnecessary battle against a silly opponent that's clearly meant to be taken seriously. It feels out of place. The verdict from this issue: this was a disappointing issue after two very strong ones, and part of that is for how needlessly chaotic it feels. I understand that there's a certain expectation of action for mainstream superhero books, and that this only had half as much space to tell their stories as a normal issue, but both stories feel rushed, and only one feels truly relevant to the characters while the other feels relevant to the plot, but neither feel relevant to both. The art winds up being uneven as a result, and the whole issue suffers for it. There are definitely some cool parts and some redeeming qualities, but compared to the last two issues, this one doesn't deliver. The stories in both are interesting, even worth picking up if you are as into Spider-Verse as I am, but the executions on both leave a lot to be that is desired. But sometimes it is different, sometimes it not. So the issue opens with a story written by Christos N. Gage. This review is given by adventuresinputters.com. So the art by Dave Williams is a bit simplistic, with some panels looking like recreations of Spider-Man, boasts more than fully drawn characters. The layouts work nicely to translate the numerous spider peeps and the battle taking place, though all in all serviceable but not astounding. The second story is written by Tom DeFalco and focusing on May Parker, and starts where the first story started as well. She's furious. She's let the inheritors take her baby brother and storms off. The Uncle Ben of Earth 3145 follows her, and they discuss guilt and his not wanting to join the fight. Ultimately, the story is about her dealing with anger and emotions, and Ben dealing with that being a quitter. It serves as a way to give these characters a bit more humanity, but by no means is it important to the main event. The art by Ron Friends is very classic in a Steve Ditko sort of way. So hope you guys have enjoyed. This is the end of the Spider-Verse team up issue number 3.